This is Jim at Rock with Obligation Incorporated. On August the 12th, 2013, Channel 1 began its 2013-14 school year broadcast season. On their very first show, they had a news story about gay rights activists protesting conditions in Russia. Out of all the stories in June, July, and August, which they did not cover and did not have a broadcast for all that period, they thought this was one of the more important stories that children had to know about. Now, whatever you think about gay rights, you have to understand the reality of Channel 1's broadcast in American classrooms. Channel 1's a marketing company, a youth marketing company, or a kiddie marketing company, as I like to call it. They have a connection with CBS News, and CBS provides this footage, and I suppose this was CBS footage and not Channel 1. Channel 1 doesn't have the money anymore to cover big stories. And so CBS, of course, like all news organizations, have a slant. But the editorial decision making at Channel 1, it just wasn't there. They had to understand that this was going to be shown not only to seniors in high school, but the same program with Channel 1 is also shown to middle school students, some just getting out of elementary school. See, Channel 1 doesn't have a separate newscast for middle school students. It uses their high school program because they're just too cheap, for one, and, that's the way they've always done it. Middle school kids just need to ramp up and get to, hopefully they're streetwise and understand all the things that high school seniors would know. It's the same size fits all. If a high school senior can be discussing gay marriage, gay rights, there's no reason in Channel 1's mind that a sixth grader or a seventh grader shouldn't be discussing these same issues. You'll see the clip here in a moment. In this clip, there is only one interview, one person interviewed on the street, and Channel 1 or CBS, but then Channel 1 backed it up. They interviewed a drag queen. A man, very clearly a man's voice, is dressed as a well-endowed woman, and he's telling the children that are a captive audience to Channel 1's broadcast that he can parade around the streets in, I think it was in England, like this, but he can't do this in Russia. And that's the shame of it, he said. This was inappropriate, especially for a middle school audience. Channel 1 gave no warning to teachers or school administrators that this content and this imagery was going to be on their classroom TV sets. Think about it. There were some children coming from elementary school to the sixth grade, and Lord help if their first day of school was August the 12th, when Channel 1 usually comes on in the morning in a non-instructional period. The first thing they see in their brand new middle school is a drag queen. At least, no matter what your thinking is on this, parents and teachers should not, parents don't know this is going on anyhow. That's the problem, and that's why Channel 1 is being kicked out of schools. Teachers should have been giving a warning. I asked Channel 1 if they sent a warning out, and Channel 1 ignored my question. See the clip for yourself. This was shown in middle schools, in schools that unfortunately still have Channel 1. Here's another reason to throw Channel 1 out of schools. Thank you.
Now, there's been a lot of protests lately over the upcoming Winter Olympics in Russia.
Right. Russia's new law banning expressions of support for gay rights has sparked an international backlash. A gay rights rally like this one in England would be outlawed on the streets of Russia, which is exactly why these demonstrators came to be heard.
We're not going to be arrested. I wouldn't be allowed to walk down the street like this, so unfortunately they can't do the same in Russia.
They are among the growing number of protesters saying countries should pull out of Russia's Winter Olympics to protest its new anti-gay laws. President Obama dismissed any idea of a boycott, saying it would only hurt U.S. athletes and that their performance at the Games should send its own message to Russia.
One of the things I'm really looking forward to is maybe some gay and lesbian athletes bringing home the gold or silver or bronze, which I think would go a long way in rejecting the kind of attitudes that we're seeing there.
The Winter Olympics in Russia kick off in February.
All right, thanks, Chad.